And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I've worked among the spinners and I breathe the oily smoke. I've shoveled up the gypsum and at nigh made you choke. I've stood knee deep in cyanide, got sick with a caustic burn. Been working a rough fight scene enough to make your stomach turn. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. There's overtime and bonus opportunities galore. Hey, young men like their money and they all come back for more. But soon you're knocking on and you look older than you should. For every bob made on the job you pay with flesh and blood. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go.
Good morning, Minecraft. Wandering Beekeeper here. How you doing? Not sure what OBS did there. My something broke with the config on the screen switch there. Not real sure what happened. Check it after the stream. I'm not going to fart around with it right now. Okay, content warning. I am inappropriate for all audiences. I could really stop there, but let's go on and lay it out here. I'm an old queer man with two trans kids and one non-binary, and I will talk about my lived experience without any goddamn content warning on that. I live in a legal state, and we'll talk about weed, and I'm a political Satanist, and we'll talk about the necessity of resistance against tyrannical authority and the role of the Miltonian Satan as an archetype of that behavior, so on and so forth. There may be political theory. Oh, Lord, help us all. So, you have been warned. If you continue watching, you're on your own. Let's see if the game screen works right. Yes, the game screen works just fine. Okay, cool. We have Minecraft. Yay, we have Minecraft. Let us have Minecraft. There we go. All right, so Immersive Geology. We are on 0.7.5 still. The 0.8 release has been pushed out to the end of October. The developers have had some life issues. I mean, we understand how this happens. This is a thing we are doing for the love of it, and sometimes hobbies have to be put on the back burner. I'm going to continue streaming, however, because I've made some progress. Let's go upstairs and sort out the issue from last week, because it did get sorted out. As you recall, we were having some problems with the crystallizer with getting it to form. Now, before I fix this, let's just pop this up for a second so I can switch tabs here for a moment. And let me just read you Muddy Cat's comments on YouTube from the VOD from last week. You've managed to run into one of the other bugs that I'd fixed with the rotary kiln. You may recall, parenthetically says the streamer, that I had run into some weird behavior where it was wasting a lot of the gypsum going in. You've also entered the area of the mod that's the least tested, as you've likely noted. So, your troubles here shall be used to prevent others from facing them. Excellent. That's what beta testing is all about. As for the bug you encountered, it's when you insert items into a rotary kiln and it's full, it'd run into the problem where the display item slots would also store things, but they were only designed to output a single item to the output slots. I fixed this bug as well, but again, it's currently in the unreleased in development version. Yeah, basically, works on the dev's PC, but the code hasn't been pushed to production yet. We'll see what happens. In regard to the crystallizer, the entire model and multi-block structure has been updated, and you're correct that the formation position for it wasn't in an ideal spot, the side of the electrum coil facing the chem engineering block. We'll get to that in a second. So it's been changed to a better position in 0.8.0. Stepping out of the comments for a second, I have seen the model over on the Discord for Immersive Geology, and it is a beautiful model, and yes, the formation point is much more obvious and easier to get to. Thank you for that. I'm hoping to have 0.8.0 fully released at the latest by the 31st of October, but it's possible I'll release it before then. Just note that this version has a large amount of changes, and some specific materials have had their internal IDs reworked, so I thought I'd provide a quick warning for you when you update to 0.8.0. I'm trying to think of a solution that would prevent the following, but I don't think it's possible without a strange intermediary version that has both materials. As a practical example of what would happen when updating, in 0.7.5, say you have 100 millibuckets of sulfuric acid. The internal ID is sulfuric acid, all one word. In 0.8.0, this has been changed to sulfuric underbar acid. This will mean when you load, you'd lose the 100 millibuckets of sulfuric acid without the underbar. The reason this was done is because in the modding spheres, sulfuric underbar acid is what is generally considered the correct internal ID. This makes IG more compatible by default with other mods, essentially, because another mod would say they want 50 millibuckets of sulfuric underbar acid, but in 0.7.5 IG, that doesn't exist. We had sulfuric acid, no underbar. Minor difference, but it's a fully different fluid to the computer. Sadly, a large amount of materials had this type of internal ID problem. This doesn't affect most of the items, ores, and other materials, but it does hit the acid processing area hard. So I'm probably going to lose most of my stock of acids that I've put together so far. That's fine. I'm in a single player. I can always just creative in the precursor and make more acid if it comes to it. This is beta testing. I'm not doing a survival playthrough here. So, let's get back to the actual thing, because this is the 0.7.5, and to form this little beast, here's the chemi block, there's the electrum coil, and it's this little half block high spot right here that you have to ding with the hammer in order to get it to form. Thankfully, when it forms, things connect and don't pop off. Some of them will pop stuff off. So our crystallizer is all set up. We were working toward neodymium. Now I've got that pipe disconnected so that nothing flows into the tank until I have the output fluid I'm after. Yeah, we got nitric acid here. Let's see if going to extended. No, we already had advanced tooltips on. Okay. What if I go to a bucket? I'm kind of wanting to look at the item and see if I can see what's going on with it. Let's see. I don't have a bucket of nitric acid. Okay, well, let's grab a bucket. And now I have a flask. Oh, I have a flask, dingy. Let's, yes, I am a small boat. And frequently adrift. Flask of nitric acid already, well, there we go. Look at that. Clean underbar flask, underbar nitric acid, underbar fluid. That's going to have to be nitric underbar acid, which means that the 256 buckets of nitric acid that I have made are going to go bye-bye. Now, that means I am much less concerned about things like that horrible ammonia ratio. Let's go on and crank some stuff out here. I got neodymium sulfate here. I have been pursuing neodymium, I think, for 3 streams now. This is getting a little ridiculous. Let's see about doing something with it. We need to put it into the chemical reactor with ammonia in order to get neodymium compound dust and chemical waste. And we're going to have an output tank for the chemical waste. I need to look further down. Hold on. I need to look further down the chain. See what all else we got. All right. We'll worry about where the ammonia is coming from in a minute. What happens with this? It goes to the rotary kiln, becomes the oxide. It goes back to the chemical reactor to make neodymium fluoride. Okay, so this tank here is reserved for neodymium fluoride. I have one, I think. I have one more outlet here. Where is that going to go? I need an output pipe for the chemical waste that's going to be produced. And it's going to have to go over there. And we're going to have to go out that way, and I got to figure how to do this without intersecting any of these other damn pipes. It's going to be tight. All right, hang on a minute. Sod it. Where's my fluid pipe? Let's just see how this works here. All right, so that's actually part of the chemical reactor, and I won't intersect. I just have to worry about these two. So if I come out, if I come out this way and then go out and up, can I avoid intersecting with the high voltage wire? Yes, I can. And if I bring this on over this direction, just have to think how to shoehorn this in. Careful. Make sure I've got space there so that the pipes aren't going to try to connect. Okay. It's just a back room. I want to put the tank like there. Okay, let's get back out of creative. Partly so I don't screw this up. Partly so I'm actually using materials. And let's go on and build our tank here. Yeah, before I can do this, I have to have some place for it to go. Okay. There we go. Alrighty, so I got a chemical waste storage tank here. Ooh, that's getting awful tight in there. Alright, careful, I'm standing next to the high voltage here. I don't want to get zapped. Badee. Shit, alright. These? Yeah. South and top are... Bottom is not marked because that's the input. Top and south are not marked. Top is going to be neodymium fluoride. South is going to be chemical waste. Okay. So, the chemical waste produced here will go to the south. Now I got to do ammonia. Water over calcium in the chemical reactor. Water over calcium slag powder gives me ammonia and calcium compound dust. All right. Calcium slag powder. Do I even have calcium slag yet? Calcium compound dust. Calcium slag powder. I have 145 calcium slag powder here. I don't have much calcium slag because I ran into that weirdness with the gypsum. Let's see. What's going on here? We've got the chemical reactor itself right now is running 3 cylinders empty. I need one of those to have water. Where's my water supply? There's an empty tank over here. Should be supplying this. Okay. Oh shit. I need to bring the... Oh shit. I just realized I've screwed up. Okay. It is fixable. It is fixable. that top pipe needs to go back there so that I can bring the fluorite back in. God damn it. Okay. I think I've caught something here. Because when I put that through and I do this, and then I have the fluorite. The fluorite is going to go, well, the fluorite is going to be an output that's going to go to the crystallizer. So I do want it to go over that way. It's not coming back in. It's this that's coming back in, and it's already hooked up to a pipe over here. It's already hooked up to that. All right, I'm good. I have not fucked it up. Okay. I do need to bring water in. Where do I have water available? I have water available in a pipe outside the window. We're going to cut a hole here. And bada bing, we have water. And remember, what we are after right now is ammonia. The ammonia has to go to this tank because it has to go back in. Where the hell am I going to put an output for ammonia? I got no place to put another damn... I guess I can put another fluid router on. Shit. I'm going to have to put another fluid router on and pipe it out that way. If this works. This is getting complicated. Fluid router. We'll make a fluid router. And I'm going to put it there. Okay. Now with it generally unfiltered, most stuff should pass straight on through to the next fluid router. But, oh shit, I gotta put a space here. Yeah. Oh, did I mention that I cuss like a... I cuss a lot. That's just life. Get over it. Alright. That should probably be in the content warning, but, you know, who the fuck cares? And, whoops, no, can't do it that way. Have to be standing on something solid here. Come on, over to here. Now we do that. Okay. And then we're going to take a pipe from here and come around this way. This is going to get all sorts of fun. Let's see, where are we going here? We're going this way. We're coming this direction. And I got to hit that guy eventually, but I got to get past this guy. Let's see. Went up one too soon. No problem. Little trick I learned building bridges with cobblestone over. You sneak backwards, and hey presto, here we are. And we're connected. And we have somewhere for the ammonia to go. Okay, we have somewhere for the ammonia to go. We are loaded with fluorite powder. That needs to get unloaded. Unload the fluorite powder. There we go. And the fluorite powder can go away. And we need the calcium slag powder. Here's our calcium slag powder. We have calcium slag powder. Now, if we pass water over calcium slag powder, we should get calcium compound dust and ammonia. The ammonia is not going to have anywhere to go right away. So I should, well, no, the ammonia should head on into that tank because it's an available point. Let's see if it happens. It should, well, should and will are two different things, as we know. Bring this up and see what happens. And we should be outputting. Okay, we are outputting. Are we outputting ammonia? We are outputting ammonia. Look at that. There we go. Bucket. Because I'm going to want to program that fluid router. Oh, we're not going to get much ammonia, are we? We're going to run out of calcium slag powder real fast here. All right, I'm going to have to go hand feed the kiln gypsum, which would take forever. Or Hmm. Powdered. Powdered. Powdered slag calcium. And let's just do like, you know, large quantity here because that's what it's going to take. Pop that in. Let's get some of this made here. All right, I'm going to need to not hand feed this. Let's come up here and send it all into the system the way it ought to be. So we want to take one out of there, I think. Get that. All right. Feed this in. Around here we are operating. Yeah. And I'm getting calcium compound dust because I'm standing too close and it's going to me instead of in there. Let's pop that out and pop it into there. Still grabbing it. Turn the backpack off, dingy. There we go. Okay. That's fixed. Now, ammonia. bucket of ammonia, flask of ammonia, fine, whatever. This bottom fluid router, the yellow side, gets programmed for ammonia. There we go. That should take care of that. We now have it outputting ammonia to the tank here. And got a filtered connection so that only the ammonia will go that way. Get the ammonia made. Fix that later. It's fixed in the next version. We just have to wait for the next version to be out. So, I'm going to sit here and make ammonia for a bit. Shouldn't take too terrible long. It's cranking along. Basically as quick as the hopper can drop stuff in. So, we're moving along. We get the ammonia made. Once we get the ammonia made, I then need to bring it in with the neodymium sulfate. Let's see. I need a fluid router here. What am I missing? Oh. Helps if I open the grid rather than my personal inventory. All right, pop that off, pop that on. Okay. And then I need a lever. A lever. And some fluid pipe. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's a sulfuric acid output there. It can't, there's no way ammonia can go that direction. It can only go this direction. So we'll bring the ammonia into that tank. And the neodymium sulfate will go into this tank. You push on the push 'em and pull on the pull 'em and the pickles go into the jar. Let's see. How we doing on this? Are we still ticking along? Yes, we are still ticking along, making the ammonia that I'm going to need. I'm going to need a fair amount. And right now we're dealing with an overly lossy recipe. We're dealing with an 8-to-1 ratio when it should be 8-to-7. The 8 that's been mentioned in a previous stream, that bug has already been corrected in the development version. It will be fixed in 080 when it's released. We just have to wait for the 080 to release. Hydrate. It's going to take a few minutes, sorry. But that's immersive geology for you, you know. It's sometimes it's like that. Now, right now I got that in. I want to wait until I'm done with this to load in for the next reaction. We doing up here? We are down to the last bit here. This won't take long. I mean, comparatively, it is kind of a subjective thing, I guess. I don't know. Alrighty, if this finishes, then we got what's in the hopper, which is flowing at the same rate. Ah, the hopper never filled up. Well, what do you know? What do you know about that? Huh. Okay. Shut it off. We got 7 buckets of ammonia. I'm going to load it in. There's the ammonia that we have available. Now there's only going to be neodymium sulfate. If I throw this lever, I should get neodymium sulfate in there. Yes, which means I did in fact connect this bodge up correctly. It may be done right, but it still feels like a bodge up. I am shoehorning a lot of things into a small space and connecting rather a lot of things to the chemical reactor. Okay, we loaded up with neodymium sulfate and flip the lever. Okay, now going back to here. We're going to react neodymium sulfate with ammonia to get chemical waste and neodymium compound dust. Chemical waste should flow right on out because that's the only tank it's got available. And it doesn't have that first tank available now. That's been keyed to ammonia, and there's no other route out of this, so it has to go up there, in which case, yeah, fingers crossed, let's fire this beast up and see what we get. We are processing. We have chemical waste in the output tank. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Okay. Let's see. Can I... Oh, I used my bucket. Dang it. I'm out of buckets. I hate that. All right. Come on. Iron ingot. Let's make a couple stacks. Throw one in there and keep the other. So to have buckets. An important tool in this job. All right. Chemical waste. Come on. Give me the... It doesn't want to... It's not outputting. Why isn't it outputting? It should be going. Hang on a second. I need to be able to fly. Let's see. Look at this. South is unfiltered. Top is unfiltered. Top is not viable. It's got 2 options. Is that the problem? How the hell do I get the... This is annoying. I need a sample bucket here. Oh, there, right? Here? Where do I put it in? How do I get a sample bucket? I don't. I get a flask. There's no such thing as an empty flask, is there? You have to, the bucket turns into a flask. This looks like this should be where I receive a bucket. I don't see where to drop in the bucket. And that lights up, but it won't take it. That lights up, but it won't take it. Ah. Okay, hold on a second here. We're going to just do this the quick way and figure it out later. This pipe needs to receive the chemical waste. That is the one going to the south. Let us code it for chemical waste. And it's not outputting. Why is the chemical waste not outputting? It should. There's nothing there. The only filter is the ammonia to the east. Everything else should go on up to the next fluid router. Right? I need to take the chem waste off of there? Why is this not going? Alright, that's tagged for it, to send it to that tank over there. And that tank over there is connected and is formed, and it's not outputting. Why isn't it outputting? This should go. It should be trucking on, and it's not, and this is stopping me. Okay, so I've got a pipe hooked up here. Got a tank. Pipe goes over here. Connects to the fluid router. South side of the fluid router is set up for chemical waste. Do I need to specifically allow it? What if I specifically allow it as one of the things that goes up? That doesn't do it either. It's allowed to go up. And it doesn't. Why is the... I am really perplexed as to why the chemical waste is not flowing out of the reactor. I don't have an answer to this. I'm perplexed. I'm bewildered. I'm bothered. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it off. I may have to break it and reform it. Get rid of it. In the meantime, let's look at our next step. All right, so we did get neodymium compound dust, which needs to go to the rotary kiln. Let's do a couple of things. First, flip back over, go up to the rotary kiln. Here's our rotary kiln. Nothing in the output. Okay. Neodymium. There we go. Neodymium compound dust. Got 10. All right. Load it in. I'm going to lose a bunch of it, aren't I? It's going to be a bit of a bugger. It feels like. We'll see what happens. Wait for the gauge to go up to reach operating temperature. There we go. And theoretically, we should be processing. Wow. I think we are, but man, is it taking a lot. Oof. Hold on a second here. "15 seconds at MV heat. Dang it! I'm running too hot. There's my problem. Okay, there is a real simple solution to this, I think. Let me try. Just clip a wire. Now, let's see if we can stabilize this thing where I want it. No, it's going to go on up to HV heat. I had thought clipping the wire might help. It does not seem to have helped. I may need to connect it to MV. Horrors. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Well, I don't like this much. I don't like this much at all. But I got MV right there. Let's try this. Okay, we'll clip that third wire there. And then I'm going to need, there's my insulated MV, but I'm going to need an MV connector. MV, that MV, I don't have. Of course I don't have. Why would I have the component in stock? I mean, that's just not how things work. If you need X components to for a project, you will have X minus 1 in stock. That is a rule everybody knows. Okay, we'll slap a MV on this and connect that up to there. And let's bring it up. Moves a lot slower. It's about there, and that's it. Okay, we are now at MV heat. We should see this moving. It should take 15 seconds. Yes, I am seeing motion on the... Okay, we are... There we go. You have to wire it to MV. All right. Got to be an easier way to do that rather than having to clip and rewire. Probably the easier way is to build two rotary kilns, one running at MV and one running at HV. But, you know. Okay, so I put 10 of these in, and I don't know if I'm going to get more than like 2 out. We'll see what happens. I'm not sanguine about it. We'll see. All right, bring it down. What did I get? Oh, hey, I got 10. Okay, the rule being then just don't load up the other slots. Okay, I got neodymium oxide. Now, the neodymium oxide has to go into the chemical reactor with hydrofluoric acid in order to make the fluorite. And that's going to be awkward. That's going to be real awkward. Because I got chemical waste stuck in there, and yeah. I mean, I still got all this neodymium sulfate. All right, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to creative in enough ammonia to be able to process out the rest of the neodymium. Flask of ammonia. Here we go. And this is my ammonia tank. Yes. Cool. We'll load it up a bit here. About that much. And flip the switch. Load it in. And go on around here. And throw the lever. I don't know which one's on, which one's not off. Right. Oop. Okay, there we go. We're running. Alright, I want to try and clear out the neodymium sulfate by processing it. I'm going to have to throw in a bit more ammonia, obviously. Okay, now we're down to 248 millibuckets of neodymium, and we got chemical waste, and we got all sorts of other issues. I got an awful lot of chemical waste that's just not going anywhere. And I don't know why it's not leaving the reactor. I'm really puzzled as to did I do something wrong here? I mean, that's the same configuration. It should be a pass-through configuration. Fluids coming up this pipe should pass right through this router and into that pipe, unless they're ammonia, in which case they get pulled out to the side. Chemical waste is specifically permitted on both ends. That did it. Did it? Wait, no. It did not do it. Fuck. I thought I did it. All right. This is the angle I was looking at. The window wasn't orange anymore. Damn it. Well, that didn't do it either. It's specifically permitted to pass through. And it's just not. I'm really baffled by this. I've never had chem waste refuse to leave the reactor before, and the only thing I can think of to do at this point is to break and reform the reactor. Ah, damn it. Now let's see. That was a... What's the block there? Shoot, I was in creative and I didn't see. That's a light engineering block for it to connect the valve to the valve, for it to connect to. All right, that's a light engineering block. Okay. Ah. All right. There we go. Okay, there's our chemical reactor back. Empty except for water. Water shouldn't cause a problem here. I need to bring in hydrofluoric acid. I need to bring in we've achieved this, done that. I need to bring in hydrofluoric acid with the neodymium oxide to make neodymium fluoride and hopefully output it over here. That's broke right now to make sure of what's going to happen. All right, we're going to bring in the hydrofluoric acid. Load in the hydrofluoric. Okay. Hydrofluoric has loaded in. Turn that off. Put in the neodymium oxide. Hydrofluoric acid passing over neodymium oxide. Neodymium fluorite going into the output tank and not going anywhere. Let's see if I can get it to go somewhere. Ow. Just like. Well. Shit. Something about this has boogered me up. What is the problem here that I'm not getting passed through? Everything's stopping. I'm perplexed here. Everything's stopping. It's just not gonna go. Something's not right about how I've done this. It's boogered up and all right, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna kill that. You know, take an axe to this And I'm going to put a pipe on here. And there goes my neodymium fluorite, where hopefully it went over here. There it is, 2160 millibuckets. Okay, I got neodymium fluorite. It goes to a crystallizer. And I will get hydrofluoric acid out. I'm not sure. I got to look at the crystallizer and figure out where's the hydrofluoric acid going to come out. I'm not sure where the hydrofluoric acid is going to come out here. A little concerned about that. In the meantime, whap. I'm gonna need to relay off of there, I think. I don't know if I can swag from there. It's awfully far. We'll see. We'll see. Let's try it. Make insulated wire. There we go. Let's be smart, use insulated wire. Alright, so we'll try and swag from there to there. It's going red on me. It may come back. There it goes. Okay. The crystallizer's got power. I got neodymium fluoride. I'm going to hit the switch and load it in to the crystallizer. And fire up the crystallizer. Let's see what happens. All right, we've got hydrofluoric acid. Where do we get that out? Does it come out like the bottom or something? I don't remember. I don't see a port anywhere on here. I mean, okay, let's actually have a look here. What's below us? There it is. There is, in fact, a port here on the bottom in the center. Ah, okay. So I got to take that around to my hydrofluoric pipe, which is this tank here. Whap. Pipe. Pipe. I'm going here. That's the hydrofluoric acid. So if I do this, okay, there we go. And the hydrofluoric is back over here. There we go. Got my hydrofluoric recaptured. And I have 15 neodymium crystals. Okay. The neodymium crystals go to the arc furnace and get turned into ingots. So we're going to go back to survival to make quit farting around in creative for a minute here. I've achieved neodymium crystal and have recaptured 900 millibuckets of hydrofluoric acid. Not a great amount, but it's better than nothing. I mean, come on. Most of it went in there anyway. All right. Let's go to the arc furnace. Go see our friend, the arc furnace. The arc furnace is an incredibly powerful tool. I'm currently playing on a mine colony server. I'm doing hydrate. I'm doing the steampunk style for mine colonies, also known as Copper Hell. But there is a mechanical nest from when dungeons arise nearby. So I've been looting the cut copper in various forms off the mechanical nest, throwing it into the arc furnace to turn it back into ingots, and now I have stacks of copper. Very powerful tool. We have 15 neodymium crystals. I'm going to spread the workload, and we'll fire this sucker up. See in the background the diesel generators start chuffing as as it's drawn on. This is pulling directly from the generator. Hot diggity, look at that. There we go. We are processing neodymium. Something about the two fluid routers just buggered everything up. It's not the chemical reactor at fault. I don't know why the second fluid router in the chain stopped everything. That doesn't make any sense. It should just be a pass-through. Okay, thunder has stopped, and we have neodymium ingot. We have achieved neodymium. I feel like there should be some sort of triumphal music playing here. It has taken me 3 streams to get to this. Oh, lordy. Excuse me. And over to the wall of ingots. And neodymium gets to start the new top row. There we go. Have neodymium. Have achieved the 21st of our metals here. At long last. Put away a few tools here. Things. There we go. Get things sorted out a little bit here. Whee. Okay. Neodymium has been accomplished. I really want to know what's going on with the 2 fluid routers. I'm going to have to look that up. It's going to take some offline research here. I have to go look at the Immersive Engineering Wiki and read up on fluid routers because they shouldn't be causing that problem. It's a little weird. Seems a little strange. Fluid router. Sand will be redistributed based on how the succide filters. An output whose filter matches a fluid, or if no matching filter is found, the fluid routes to an unfiltered output. If there is no available or valid route, no fluid will be accepted. It's okay, so it's saying that there's no available or valid route. Routing to another fluid router is considered invalid. I'm gonna have to look this up. All right. Have succeeded in making neodymium for all this time. Let's see. I'm not even sure where I'm going from here. Let's have a review of what's in here. And what you do with it. Anatase. I know what you do with the lemon. I've already done it. Anatase, well, it gets gritted and powdered and then reacted with hydrochloric acid to make titanium chloride. It's a route to titanium. Titanium chloride goes back through with water and magnesium grit, and you get carnallite brine and titanium grit. And the titanium grit then makes titanium ingots. Pretty sure I did titanium already. Really pretty sure of it. You know, don't think I could have done. Yeah. Oh, well, there's tungsten. Where the hell is titanium? Maybe I haven't done titanium. I did tungsten. How did I get hastelloy? Does hastelloy require... Oh, did I have some titanium I found? What went into this? Nickel, chromium, molybdenum, tungsten, iron. No titanium. Okay, have not done titanium then. Alright, to get to titanium, we gotta get to titanium grit. To get to titanium grit, there's only two ways to do it. You either run titanium chloride with water and magnesium grit, or you run titanium chloride with water versus sodium grit. Either one. It doesn't matter which one. One gives you rock salt brine, the other gives you carnallite brine. Okie dokie. Well, hydrochloric. Alright. Anatase powder with hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric. Where do I have Pretty sure I've got hydrochloric. Let's go have a look here. Oops. I got nitric, I got neodymium sulfate, and I got hydrofluoric here. I got saltpeter brine, ammonia, theoretically, sulfuric acid. I'm not seeing... Oh, visual glitch. I'm not seeing hydrochloric. Perlite with sulfuric acid or rock salt with sulfuric acid. I was gonna have to make the stuff. I'm gonna have to make the stuff. Means I need a new mixer. This poor reactor is running out of space. I need to build a new reactor. I got so many things flowing into it, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I could probably put one more thing on here. Oh, no, I couldn't. They all tie into the fluid router, and the fluid router is out of space except on the bottom. Well, I could go downstairs and build a mixer. No. Okay. I think I've outrun the capacity. I'm having issues extracting. I've outrun the capacity of this reactor. I need to move. I need to build a second reactor. There's no question about it. If I'm going to do any further work, I've got to have. All right. Ooh, that's going to be a big deal. That's going to be a very big deal. Let's, for right now, I'm going to grab a bit more neodymium oxide here and see how much of it takes to run out the hydrofluoric I got here. Let's go on and run out the hydrofluoric so that I don't have to deal with residual. So I've got that so that I've got that tank empty. You're kidding. Fluoride's accumulating here. Where's the fluoride accumulating? It should be because I got hydrofluoric acid in here. How the hell do I have hydrofluoric acid in here? Because it went in there because it didn't have anywhere else to go. And it's 900, so I can't. Give me that. God damn it. There we go. Neodymium fluorite. Now, give me a flask of neodymium fluorite. It would help if I was in survival mode. Give me a flask of neodymium fluorite. And I will go program the router here. Router, it's coming out the top, it looks like. Let's scale this. That is correct. It is coming out the top. The top needs to be programmed for neodymium fluorite. There we go. So we do not have anything else flowing over here. That's kind of although it was the other direction where it came from. All right, we're down to 250 millibuckets. Need that little squirt more. That got me 650. Just still not quite enough. $10.50. Come on. I want it to clear out. I'm trying to get it to come out. Well, nope, it's just not going to. I'm going to lose a little bit. That's to it. I'm just going to have to lose a little bit of hydrofluoric. Morale. Okay. But we got this much more neodymium fluorite made. Go on and kick it into the crystallizer. And then kick that back up. Okay. Crystallizer is theoretically on. Go. I'm going to leave a smidge of the fluorite in there to make sure nothing else can flow into that tank. That'll force the hydrofluoric out going the other direction. Now, how much of the hydrofluoric are we recapturing? A little. A little. All right. We got more neodymium crystals forming, and we'll worry about that later. I have to put in another chemical reactor. Where the hell am I going to put in another chemical reactor? Up on the next floor, I guess. I'm not sure. Gonna have to have a different HV feed. And they take up so much room. I've got some space around here that I have to take out the duct. Just thinking about how the HV feed works here. Because HV coming down to the chemical reactor, I believe I dropped. Did I drop the HV line? How did it get down there? Pardon me puttering around the very dangerous wiring here for a minute. Where is the HV feed that goes down to the reactor? There. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I got an HV feed going straight down there. Coming off the back of that the central accumulator, coming off the back of that, going down to there. Going down there. I got to figure out where I'm even going to drop HV power. Or